everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am your host, as always, Usiathandwa Gomo, and also an accountant in automotive and more importantly, a CGMA girly. Guys, a chartered global management accountant. Love it for us. So anyways, I wanted to do this video. Thank you so much for the support for those who have watched the first part one of becoming a CGMA series and who have sent me messages on LinkedIn and on Instagram, and some people have left some comments saying patiently waiting for the next video. Thank you for that reminder. The video is now out. So I really appreciate the support, and I hope that this really inspires more young finance professionals to really just take a step in their professional journeys. So without any further ado, let me get into the title and the topic of the day, which is CIMA versus SAICA. So I have some notes down here, guys. So if you see me peeping down, don't wonder what I'm looking at. I'm just looking at my notes because this is quite a technical topic, so I cannot hear thumbs up information. So I've made some notes that I will be sharing with you in this video. So the reason why I made this video is because I know that sometimes when you are trying to decide which designation you want to go with, it's quite difficult to choose. And, the two are very different, even though they are similar. So some context is very good. And we are going to compare CIMA versus SAICA today on three categories: time, money, or cost, and also the career paths that you will probably most likely to go into, right? Okay, awesome. Let's get into it. So I'm going to first start with time, or the duration that it takes for you to do. So if you are going to go the SAICA route or to be a CASA, we all know this is almost like becoming a doctor. So you are looking at a 7 or 8 years, depending on how lucky you are in your honors year level, to complete, hopefully in full, your studies. So this is from a 3 or 4 year BCom degree that you will do in a university that has to be SAICA accredited. You must ensure that the degree that you do is SAICA accredited. Otherwise, you will not be able to continue the rest of the journey. Then you'll have to do a year of PGDA, a postgraduate diploma in accounting, which takes 1 year if you're lucky. And the most unfortunate part here about a PGDA is that if you fail one of the modules, which is the 4, which is your audit, tax, management accounting, and financial accounting or financial reporting, you will have to repeat all 4. So that is the one thing I think that takes a bit more time than for most people. So that's that year, and then you have 3 years then of training articles. So what I don't like about the articles is that, okay, because it's an article contract, your salary is sort of like kept to article level type of salary. So I think that's the only thing that's not nice about articles. But these are 3 years of work experience that is sort of predetermined by SAICA that you need to complete so that you can fulfill certain competencies to obviously link it back to your professional experience. So that is normally like a 7-year degree. And the structure of SAICA is very linear. Like there's no room around it. That is the way to go about it. And you cannot do any board exams without doing the academic side of it first. So there's no yani, like it is what it is. No one's going to change the formula for you type of thing. And then the last thing about SAICA is that it's really low on flexibility. Like it's low flexibility, guys. Like you just have to do it in that way that it's prescribed to you. It's not as you want to type of thing. I mean, even with the board exams, like there's certain times that you have to sit those board exams, like there are flexibility part. Also, it's a bit also challenging if you're trying to do your SAICA studies while studying, because it's really rough. And also, this is not like a bad PR for SAICA type of thing. Please don't mind me. I might be a bit biased because I did CIMA, but I respect that qualification, and not in a horrible way, just in a be mindful type of way. Okay, cool. And then for CIMA, the duration for it is like 3 to 6 years, depending on which level you start at, and also depending on which method you are choosing to study. Are you doing the FLP method where you only write the case studies? FLP is the Future Leadership Program, I think. Finance Leadership Program, yes, Finance Leadership Program. And then, which is a bit more flexible, where you write the 3 case studies, or you do the traditional method where you do every single module one by one type of thing. So with that structure, CIMA, you will probably have 12 objective tests that you need to write, which you write as soon as you're ready. As soon as you're ready to write your objective test for whatever module, you say, I'm ready, and then you go write. So it's on demand type of thing. Then you have your 3 case studies for your operational management and strategic case study. Um, and it's really flexible. You can pace yourself, and that's why I was able to complete 2 levels of CIMA within 1 year. But there is one thing I must mention for both SAICA and CIMA. If you are a CIMA person and you want to cross over to SAICA and say, I want to be a CASA, I want to be Setanda Gomo CGMA, then comma CASA, what you can do after you have written your strategic case study and you've successfully passed it and qualified as a CGMA, you can reach out to SAICA and say that you want to write the APC, and you'll be allowed to sit. Obviously, you'll have to attend some classes with some certain service provider to just obviously get refreshed with your tax and then auditing, because you don't do that in CIMA. And then you can go set your APC, and then whatever work experience I think that you got to get to CGMA level will automatically count towards you being a CASA. So if you want to go that route, or even I can go that route, it's really open to you. And I think those who have completed CASA as well can sit for the final CIMA board exam, which is the strategic case study. Then once you pass, you can also get that designation of CGMA. But I think we also still have to look at your professional experience requirement. It's not just a guarantee. Your work experience has to be related to 3 years requirement that CIMA wants. Okay, cool. Then let's look at costs. So with SAICA, I mean, it's normal university fees of tuition of 60 to 80,000 Rand per year. And then obviously with your honors year type of thing, you pay exam fees for your ITC and your APC, which are looking at about 15 to 20,000 Rand per sitting. And then you also have those professional board fees that you, or SAICA fees that you have to pay, I think, on an annual basis type of thing. So do with that information what you will. And then for CIMA, it's more of like a pay as you go. If you're going with the traditional method, you really just pay per module, and a module can be like 6 to 8K. I don't know really, but it depends. And then you can either self-study it, or you can do it with a service provider, which I highly recommend, because service providers make your life way more easier in terms of ensuring that you know what needs to be done at what time, what needs to be submitted, what needs to be paid, and all of that admin research a service provider will do for you. So I did mine with IBTC, and I highly recommend. It was a really good, seamless experience that I had with them. And so, yeah, so with the service providers, you also get that support. But if you do the FLP route, which is the finance leadership route, the one which you write case studies, you have to pay that upfront. And mine costs like 75K. So you have to pay that upfront, whether you source it from a bank, whether you have that cash on hand, whether your employer pays for it type of thing. But that amount needs to be paid upfront. So that's where it might be a bit tricky, but it is honestly worth it. Then you have professional fees that you also have to pay every year. So with CIMA, you pay 150 euros per year for membership. And when you submit your PER, which is your work experience, you pay like a 200 pounds as well. So ilapo into. Yeah, what's this? And it's pounds, man, not euros. I'm sorry, guys. Working for German companies today, we speak in euros all the time. So it's pounds. So you pay 150 pounds per year and 200 pounds when you submit your work experience. Cool. Then for career paths. So for SAICA people, people who are chartered accountants tend to lean more towards being audit partners, people that have to sign off financial statements, people who are in tax and broader corporate finance type of position. So if you want to be specializing in those type of things, then definitely choose the CASA path for you. And obviously, guys, CAs have high prestige in SA. So, when you have that thing, everyone is like, yo, you CA type of thing. And in some JSE listed companies, you cannot be a CFO if you're not a CA type of thing. So if you wanting to go in those directions, then CASA is definitely the route for you. Then CIMA is more for like operational leadership, financial controlling, cost and management accountants. We thrive in manufacturing or energy or mining industries because we're quite, those type of topics are really our topics. Strategic decisions, those type of areas and fields is where CIMA really thrives. And business partnering, management consulting, it's like a practical MBA. I don't know how to describe it other than that. And even with especially with strategic case studies, it's really about influencing future decisions type of thing. So if you wanted those type of career paths, then CIMA is the one for you. And again, I'm automotive industry girly. it fits exactly into what I do in the office on a day-to-day basis. And the topics are literally everything that I can point in our finance floor in the office. So now, honestly, CIMA was really the best choice for me personally. But again, like I said, this is not like a pro CIMA propaganda video. This is just to make you weigh some pros and cons for yourself if you want to decide on whether you should do CIMA or SAICA. Guys, so we had a camera that she just switched off mid-recording, so at least I was at the end. But like I said, guys, both of these qualifications I think are super great, useful, and will definitely advance your career. And please don't think that one is easier than the other. It's really not the case. Umdu can cross over and feel like, whoo, this is rough. And then Umdu can cross over the other side and still be like, hey, it's hot in here type of thing. So don't think that I want to choose CIMA because it's more flexible and easier. It's really not the case. It's just more flexible. Flexible does not translate to easier type of thing. And also the pass mark for CIMA is also higher than 50% as well. So just be mindful of that. So there are just really levels to this thing. But like I said, just do your research. Don't take what I say as the Bible, and just read up on certain things. And I hope that whatever you choose is going to lead to your heart's desires and the professional growth that you seek and are looking forward to. So that is it on my side. That is it. I'm concluding this video. And next video, definitely talk about PER, submitting that, how it was going. But let me just first settle. Let me just settle, guys. Let me just settle. But otherwise, we'll be back with another video. Bye.